He almost died, and he almost died based on incompetence. And that can never, first of all, that can never happen again. And what you're hearing from this director is
what did you think about her being in the hall last night?
Guys, the fact that she said that they couldn't navigate a roof that had about 2% slope to it, it would be too dangerous, and that's why they didn't have assets on the roof. The fact that Joe Biden called the Secret Service director a man, referred to him as a he when it's a she. This is the incompetence that we're dealing with, and it breaks my heart, it breaks my soul, because the men and women on that stage are the finest people you'll ever meet in your entire life. I know all of them personally, and they would have taken a bullet for them, and had it not been for those brave guys up on the roof that ended up killing, the ultimate shooter, you would have had a lot of those guys dead as well. But you had a major breakdown, and the problem in government is there's no accountability. In private industry, should be gone in about 3 seconds. Right?
I don't know if Joe Biden's ever fired anybody.
No,
this might be the first. We'll see you on stage tonight.
Thank you for being here. I know you're very busy. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about this, the deepening divide amongst Democrats and Nancy Pelosi's role in pressuring President Biden to drop out of the race. Brett Baer's here from Milwaukee at the RNC.
Watching their administration lose the gains President Donald Trump made overseas not only destroys our morale, it empowers our enemies abroad. Under their watch,
night of the Republican National Convention. For the first time after the assassination attempt, Donald Trump takes the stage.
The Republican National Convention.
live from Milwaukee.
Fox News brings you all the action of the last day with Democracy 24 coverage you won't see anywhere else from the #1 name in news. Plus, special analysis from the voices America trusts. The final night of the Republican National Convention on Fox News Channel. America is watching.
So here's the breaking news now out of Russia. Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich appearing yet again in a Russian court. The second hearing in his espionage trial was held in secret behind closed doors. Nate Foy is live in London to bring us more from there. Nate?
Hey, Bill. The Russian court hearing the case against Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich says closing arguments are going to happen tomorrow after 2 hearings in less than a month, the second of which happened this morning. And you guessed it, once again, cameras not allowed inside the courtroom. Today's hearing was moved up after a request from Gershkovich's lawyers. He's the first American-born journalist to be arrested on espionage charges in Russia since the Cold War. He arrived at his first hearing last month with a shaved head. You see him here. A source close to his family tells me his father also shaved his head in solidarity, and that the family is, quote, anxious to get this sham trial over with. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said yesterday that Russian and American intelligence agencies are discussing the possibility of a prisoner swap, but that can only happen after the trial ends. Russian prosecutors allege that Gershkovich worked for the CIA while gathering classified information about a state-owned factory that manufactures tanks for Russia's war in Ukraine. Gershkovich pleaded not guilty. The Wall Street Journal and U.S. government strongly reject the charges against him. Still, Gershkovich faces up to 20 years in prison. The media will not have access to him again until a verdict comes back. And again, closing arguments set to happen tomorrow.
Wow.
Bill?
Let's get him home. Nate Foy, thanks, in London on that story today. Thank you,
Got it.
Dana.
Well, President Biden's COVID diagnosis forcing him off the campaign trail. This as top Democrats ramp up the pressure campaign to convince him to bow out. Brett Baer is here. We've got a little bit of breaking news that is coming from some of our colleagues, other places. Axios reporting that top Democrats believe that the pressure is ramping up so much, Brett, that the president could actually get out of the race this weekend.
Yeah.
As soon as this weekend, I should say.
Yeah, good morning. I've had some conversations here with top Democrats, names that people will know in the hallways and kind of nooks and crannies of this convention, who put the over-under at 5 days to give the president time to do a dismount of some kind, a speech, a big event. But this is happening. It is going down the hill. The boulder is rolling. You start with Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries meeting in person. You then have Nancy Pelosi with poll numbers. You have Jeffrey Katzenberg, the campaign finance guy, saying checks are dry. There's nothing coming in. And I think that this is all adding up to the realization that President Biden will not be the nominee, and it'll happen sooner rather than later.
We know in politics, money is time, right? Money is time. And if you got the money.
Think about how that has changed.
Yeah.
Just in in the past few days. And that image of him getting into the SUV, Peter pointed it out earlier. It's just
If they had kept, sorry, go ahead.
I just want to show this. We talked about this all week. The AP poll about those who think he should withdraw, 70% overall among Democrats, 65%. And that's the walk up the stairs yesterday. Peter said this is not in slow motion. That's what he's led with this morning at 6 a.m. Quentin Folks, Biden principal deputy campaign manager, said he's staying in this. This is just a moment ago now. Okay. He said he's staying in this race. The president's in this race. We look forward to accepting the nomination in Chicago. Prior to that, he said this: I think when it comes to if he's open or being receptive to any of that, with regard to the reports of the president becoming receptive to the possibility of any of his campaign, and then he stops and he says, look, the president has said it several times. He's staying in the race. That was just a short time ago.
Yeah, he has to say that kind of stuff. But there has been an evolution in how the president's answered the question, from God has to tell me to I've got to get hit by a train, to maybe if they tell me I'm losing and I will lose, to if I have a medical problem.
And we have a medical problem. As I mentioned earlier, flailing campaigns don't die from COVID, but they might die with it. And it was 3 weeks ago tonight at 9:17 p.m. during the debate. I put my pen down, stopped taking notes, and I said, this is over. Not just the debate, but I really believe they were going to pull him. I've wavered a little bit now and then. And I'm sitting here thinking, wait, it's 3 weeks. But here's the next question I have, Brett. Looking at what we have now, it's painful and it's sad.
It is sad.
I think the next question is, can he be president for the next 6 months?
Well, they're going to say, I think, that he can, and he's going to give this speech, and he's going to have all these people around him. But there will be questions about national security. There will be questions about if he's not capable to be the nominee, if he's not capable by the special counsel to stand trial for those classified documents, then why is he capable to have the nuclear codes? And so that will be the next question, definitely. But I think what we're dealing with here is this. Just think what may happen.
All right, guys. So, a lot to take in here. But Wall Street Journal journalist Evan Gershkovich appearing in court. And what struck me about that, guys, was that this is the first time since the Cold War. So, what is going on with Russia? Not sure what the play is here. Is it retaliation, some kind of retaliation for Ukraine? Or is this something else? I don't know. 20 years in prison is what he is facing. And so it'll be interesting to see what the U.S. can do to bring him home. And I think that that's going to be a big win to whichever president in office can secure Evan Gershkovich's freedom. So we'll keep tabs on that. Also, the Dems trying to push Biden out. Now, that's what I thought as soon as I heard that Biden had COVID. I was thinking, okay, this is a cover story, right? This is to allow him to save face because they've convinced him that he's going out. He's leaving, right? And so is COVID going to be the cover story? Want to know y'all's opinion. Leave a comment down below if you think Biden is leaving. This weekend is what they're saying, guys. This weekend, Biden could be out. Now that obviously opens up a ton of other questions, like what happens next, right? Who are they going to put in to replace him? They've got to be formulating some kind of strategy right now to be able to go against Trump. And honestly, I'm a little bit unsettled by it. Now, I don't think that the Democrats have time to put together a campaign, to put together a formidable opponent to Trump. But we're going to see what happens, guys. But I want to know what y'all's opinions are. Leave it down in the comments. Also, leave a like, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you want more videos like this. And, you know, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. Bringing y'all streams all day. And anyway, appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think about Biden, about Wall Street journalists, and all these things that are happening right now. Super interested to see what y'all's take is. Anyway, y'all have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next